Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Friday podcast. Number one, dos, Trey. Had to take a week off to recover from sinus infection or something. Still got a little bit of the remnants, but feeling way better. Slept a lot. Thank God I had a week off from work. There's a blue jay in my view. Beautiful blue jay. Spring is sprunging. You know what I'm saying? Got to cut the grass for the first time since I don't know, I guess last year. And my son cut my hair. That's his first haircut. So, you know, but it's not perfect. But what haircut? There's no perfect haircut. I never trust a perfect haircut. Just like what was that? 21 Pilots. Never trust a perfect song. Or something. I don't know. Because and what's interesting is a lot of those songs are concocted by like, whoa! I just saw a hawk. A lot of those songs are concocted by like algorithm machines. And so they're trying to, sorry, I'm distracted by all the beautiful birds that I'm just now noticing out there. The green is coming out, it's really dope. Yeah, my son's contacts finally came in and he was saying that he couldn't see he forgot about all the details. And I was like, yeah, when I was in 4th grade, it's because he ran out and he told us late. So we had to order them. It took a while. But the first time I got my lenses, I was in 4th grade. I remember putting them on and being in the passenger seat and being like, whoa, I can see the leaves. Like, that's crazy. And there's people out there living that can't see the details. The details are beautiful. Whoa, that'd be tied up this episode right there. Details are beautiful. Let's see. Shout out to Lewis Winter for the beats. Keeping it real for the streets. Always gotta have the heat. Windows Media not responding. Thank God for my son, we was bonding. Yeah, it took him a couple hours. I was like nodding off and sleeping and then I went back. Well, I was like, yo, let me get us some food. And oh, now there's a squirrel. What if the squirrel fights the fucking blue jay? It's really weird because the walls are so thin. I gotta whisper so nobody hears me. And then the music is freezing. What the fudge? Should we just get into the questions? Let's get into the questions, bro. What do you think should be censored? Nothing. Are you related to anyone famous or historical? If so, who? Nah, I have no idea. I'm gonna be the one. I'll be the first one. Would you ever donate a kidney to anyone and who? Yeah, close family member. How do you encourage yourself when you go through hard times? I pray and write rhymes, or I draw some lines with some squigglies. Talking to family. You know what I'm saying? It should just be prayer, but talking to family and friends definitely boost me up. when I'm feeling down. How are you different from, oh shit, I forgot. I gotta check these off so I don't read them again. How do you encourage, how are you different from most people? Well, a lot of ways. I pay attention to the birds. I pay attention to my words when I can in the verbs. But sometimes I be slipping like a nerd. Man, it's absurd the way I stop and observe all the trees and the grass, the clouds and the, yeah. Have you ever fired a gun? Nah, not yet. What is the main quality? I mean, maybe I never have to. What is the main quality you think makes a great parent? Time and, what's it? Attention. There's a, I don't know what meme it is, or somebody somewhere said it on Instagram that attention is one of the cheapest things and the most important things you can give to somebody. So whenever I'm like tired at work and a kid is telling me like some random story, like all this, I'm like, oh, interesting. Because maybe you don't have nobody to listen, pay attention. Do you think people, including yourself, live up to their full potential? Of course not. Of course we don't. Everything is designed to keep us from living up to our full potential. I mean, not everything, but a lot of shit. A lot of propaganda, stuff like that. Have you ever stayed up for an entire 24 hours? Yeah, I don't think so. Even when I used to party, I would crash out. Pass out. What creature do you admire for its ability to adapt? Squirrel just popped up. Blue Jay's gone. Cats can adapt pretty well. Birds are pretty good at adapting. The squirrels, I guess. Animals, just, let's see, what creature? I'm trying to think specifically. Ants, lizards, foxes. I just watched Cocaine Bear. Humans. Who is a female role model in your life? My mom, grandma's, aunts, sister, cousins. I got a badass women in my family. A lot of badass women. What was your biggest aha moment or revelation? This time that I was driving my car, blacked out drunk, with no wheels, and sparks were flying everywhere, and I'm just like, whoa. And my homeboy was next to me, and he was like, hey man, I think the wheels are gone. And I was like, yeah bro, it's all good. And I was still driving. And then when the cop let me go, I blacked out again, and then I come to, and I'm pulled over by a cop, and the cop is saying, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, yo, my lens is in there, because one of the lenses was in there, in the car. From the glasses I had at the time, I still got them, those particular glasses. But the fact that I didn't go to jail, the fact that I didn't kill nobody, the fact that I didn't kill myself, or if I can get paralyzed, or, you know what I'm saying? It could have went so many horrible ways. At that moment was like a aha, you need to calm the fuck down and stop living like an idiot. Because my son was little, he was like a year old or something, and to kind of punish myself, I was like, yo, I'm gonna walk everywhere. So I was living in Dallas, I would walk to work in Garland, You know what I'm saying? I would walk to college in Mesquite, but then eventually I came back to the crib. It was an interesting time, man, but it put me back in my place. How to focus. Very, very lucky. Very blessed. How do you feel about GMOs? You know, I used to be real anti-GMO. Now I feel like, why are we so shiesty with it? Because if we have genetically modified, and then that itself, genetically modified organism entails in so many different things that they can put so many different, like, what is that? Like, they just, same thing with organic or non-GMO, and these labels, the fine print is very interesting. But I think GMOs should be used and sent to fucking everywhere that's fucking the rest of the world is starving, and let us eat organic. But like I said earlier, we're not set up to be, because if you're gonna be your full potential, that means eating like the best shit you can fucking eat. You know what I'm saying? Full potential. You know, that's very difficult to do. Do you prefer popcorn or candy with your movie? Popcorn, motherfucker. Or something else. Popcorn is always dope. Or maybe a slushie. An icy. Coca-Cola flavor. Something like that. Man, it's a dope ass Blue Jay. Alright, let's see. But definitely popcorn. Have you ever asked yourself why you don't do the things you know you should be doing? Now I know why, because I don't feel like it. It's boring, or it sucks, or, you know, shit like that. Alright, let's get into the episode. I got the angel number, all that. Damn, did I not get I did it again. I'll have to put the link to the place where I got the sources. Alright, so this week, 4-7, whoa. Now there's two Blue Jays, and one looked like it was flying towards the window. 7-4. 4 resonates with determination, hard work, practicality, and building solid foundations for your future. It encourages you to stay focused on your goals and don't give up no matter the obstacles that come your way. 7 symbolizes spiritual awakening and wisdom, which will help you understand yourself better and make wise decisions for your life journey. When these two numbers combine, it indicates that the now is an ideal time for planning and taking action towards achieving your goals. Your guardian angels want to remind you to stay positive throughout this journey, because all of your hard work will eventually pay off in amazing ways. Be patient with yourself and trust that everything will turn out exactly as it should. It's hard to fucking remember. Overall, 474 is a sign from the divine realm that you have to keep working hard towards fulfilling your dreams. Success will come soon enough. Just remember to stay positive and ask for help when needed. Then watch as miracles start manifesting into reality. 474 is a combo of the energies of 4 and 7. Did I double copy this? So 4 resonates vibrations and energies of practicality and organization, hard work and effort, building solid foundations, determination, and passion. 4 also relates to our drive, passion, I already said that, and purpose in life. 7 resonates with spiritual awakening, inner knowing and intuition, study, research and learning, understanding the self and others. So 7's more fun than 4, but 4 is very important. 7 also relates to developing your spirituality and faith in yourself. When you combine these energies together, they create an energy of focus on spiritual development with being practical in achieving goals. This is a number that encourages us to use our intuitions rather than relying on logic alone. It is also a reminder that manifesting our desires requires hard work, dedication, persistence. Alright. Hopefully I got the yes. Alright, so these fucking things have been everywhere. And since I'm running out of spirit animals, crane flies from symbols and synchronicity.com. It's easy to mistake crane flies as a bad omen. This is because they stand for the arrival of autumn, what? And the onset of winter, what? We're in the middle of fucking spring, homeboy, or we're about to be spring. This means that they foretell the end of a period. Well, I guess winter's ending. They foretell the end of a period of abundance and the arrival of a tougher, more physically challenging period. Fudge. However, it's important to remember that the mosquito hawk is also a strong symbol of transformation. Specifically, you are receiving an omen that no matter what challenges come your way, you will change forms to meet these challenges. You will be okay. Don't fret. There's a meaning to take from this. Crane flies look pretty fearsome, but they're harmless. This is about yourself and others around you. People might project a tough outer shell. In fact, well, they might even threaten violence. But the truth is, they are incapable of harming you. What are you talking about? That's important to remember. If crane fly comes to us to remind us not to judge a book by its cover. I don't know, that might take that with a grain of salt. That might get somebody fucked up. Some people can and will cause us harm, whereas others are all about bark over bite. Reflect on how well you judge people's character and the decisions you make about people you associate with. Is there room for improvements? Insects convey a broad message of transformation. This is because they share a common life cycle, i.e. they are born and exist in one form before entirely transforming into something else. While the classic example of this is the butterfly, from the cumbersome caterpillar to the beautiful butterfly. Bear in mind though, while the crane fly might not share the butterfly's conventional beauty, it still transmits the same message. You can totally change your life. Crane flies and butterflies have a few things in common. First of all, they both have a larval stage and then transform into flying insects. This isn't all. Because most species of crane fly don't eat during their adult phase, some butterflies are like that too. They only eat while they're in larval stage. This isn't where the similarities end. The few crane flies that do eat as adults just so happen to eat the same things that adult butterflies do. Nectar. What spiritual takeaway is there from this? Well, it's about moderation. Refrain from consuming resources when you don't really need to. Well, that's a good lesson. That is, don't be greedy. Crane flies have to eat when they're young so they can grow up to be the big, strong adult crane flies. This allows them to continue the cycle and bring more crane flies into the world. Consider yourself and your role in life. Think about what you do and don't need, especially think about what is left for others. Speaking of the phases of life, the crane fly experiences a particularly short life. Also, for anybody who has tried to kindly guide a crane fly out of their home, or I'll go push them out. I lost it. And back into its natural environment, you'll know they're extremely delicate. It's easy to break a wing or leg when trying to help them. As such, the crane fly reminds us of our own delicate and tentative mortality. Moreover, the mosquito hawk is a symbol of the amazing value of life, owing its inescapable fragility. Very interesting. You might be wondering how to apply the crane spirit's advice about fragile mortality to your own life. Well, you can start by acknowledging where you are weak and practicing self-care relating to those points of weakness. If you are able, practice altruism and extend your care and compassion to those in your community also. So keep in mind this fall or spring that when the crane flies show up in your crib, it's a major omen of transformation. Firstly, they are harbingers of winter or spring. That change from summer into autumn, then ultimately winter, is itself a transformation. The crane fly acts as a messenger for seasonal changes. However, the transformational change the crane fly foretells could be less than literal. Sure, you might lose a bunch of weight and look entirely different, but it doesn't have to be that. Maybe the crane fly is predicting a major transformation in your career life or love life. Damn, the whole earlier on I'm slouching, looking like, fuck it. I'm gonna take a quick real break and then we'll be right back to the show, motherfucker. Alright, we're back. Alright, we have returned. And this week, this is what I used to write my dreams in. Dream interpretation. Excuse me. I had a dream days ago that I lost my wallet. And I spent like the whole dream trying to get back. Like I knew where it was, but then trying to get back there was very difficult. So I was like, oh, okay. Basically I lost it. So I looked it up. And dreamingandsleeping.com says, some say that the dream in which you are losing your wallet means that you are in a deep fear that you will lose part of your identity and that you struggle with knowing who you are and where you're going next in your life. Because of such fears, this is the dream that may come into your life. Antiflow.com says, to dream that you lose your wallet suggests that you need to be more cautious and careful about your spending and finances. You need to be more responsible with your money. Alternatively, losing your wallet indicates that you are losing touch with your true identity. MyDreamSymbolism.com says, dreaming of losing a wallet may represent a threat you are receiving from someone or something. Yet, even if there is nothing that threatens you, you may be feeling completely insecure about yourself and you're afraid of making any decisions. AngelNumber.org says to dream of losing a wallet full of money is a symbol of the huge stress and fear that a person is experiencing. In that dream, the person loses a lot of money, and that is a symbol of losing something very important to them. On the other hand, if the wallet is empty and a person loses it in a dream, it means that something unexpected will happen. So, yeah, usually it's not full of money. I don't remember if it had money or not. Or maybe it had a little bit, I don't know. DreamAstroMeanings.com says to dream of losing a wallet when the losing of the wallet happens in our dream. That dream is one of those dreams that should not be neglected by any means. Take it with a grain of salt. It carries a powerful message, maybe, and we need to carefully examine, maybe, all its details and try to figure out the meaning. Oh man, it didn't give an answer. I just highlighted this buildup. But that was good. It gave me time to say maybe. Maybe to all that, maybe not. Keep it 100. Alright, let's see. What is next? Anxiety news. Alright, so The New York Post reports that 28 children were taken to a local hospital, some having fainted and shown signs of anxiety and other symptoms, while playing with one of the infamous spirit boards, the Ouija board, at the Galeras Educational Institution in the city of Pasto. Whoa, it was in Colombia. I thought this was about smoking because I forgot about it. Man, because I was going to do this last week. There were 28 possible cases of anxiety in school students. School head Hugo Torres said in an official statement. The current condition of the girls who were hospitalized have not yet been made public. Well, they're obviously possessed now. They're possessed by anxious ghosts. Torres urged the community to refrain from spreading. Oh, I just spread a rumor. Sorry. Related to the incident, as gossip is only increasing hysteria among the school's parents and students. Given the reported cases, a series of comments were unleashed on the community that, rather than helping to resolve the situation, led to confusion and an adverse environment for our work. Makes sense? Some parents are demanding to know why the girls had access to Ouija boards during school hours. Bro, they used to sell it at Toys R Us. I mean, I'm sure it's easy as fuck to get it. They probably sell it at the... I work here in a hospital kiosk, and every day I see 3 or 4 children arrive from fainting, one mother said. Parents, you have to move, investigate what's happening at school because our children cannot continue in this situation. So it's like the Ouija board of pandemic here. She added, our children always have a good breakfast, and it cannot be said that what's happening is due to lack of food. I had to make sure that, I feed my kids. So now we know, along with, that was a big burn, along with other things that can cause anxiety, like stress, trauma, medications. Put on that list the Ouija board. And that's intense anxiety. They send you to the hospital for it. I'm so anxious. Alright. I'm almost done cleaning my room so I can use the maps again and the movie part again, but not this week. So, this movie I watched the other day, and I thought it was pretty funny, and it intrigued me for several reasons. This movie is called Drill Bit Taylor, which is a weird title for a movie. The screenplay was by Christopher Brown and Seth Rogen, and he wasn't in the movie at all, which is pretty cool. The story was by Edmund Dantes, Christopher Brown, and Seth Rogen. It was produced by Judd Apatow, Susan Arnold, and Donna Arkoff Roth, starring Owen Wilson, Leslie Mann, Danny McBride, and Josh Peck. Released March 21st, 2008. So my son hadn't been born yet. He was gonna be born like a few months after that. The budget was $40 million, made $49.7 in the box office. It's a 2008 American coming-of-age comedy film directed by Stephen Brill. I already said all the producers and writers. And on an original story by John Hughes, his final film work before his death in 2009. Whoa. In the film, 3 high school pupils decide to hire an adult bodyguard to protect them from 2 bullies who endlessly harass and abuse them before developing a friendly relationship with him. The film stars Owen Wilson as the eponymous role. I guess that means that the character that the movie's titled after. Alongside Nate, see, that's using context clues, my friends. Nate Hartley, Troy Gentile, David Dorfman, Alex Frost, Josh Peck, and Leslie Mann in supporting roles. It received mixed reviews when it dropped. Oh, it would. That's like it's about to be its anniversary. They praised the direction and the mean-spirited nature. No, that's not what they praised. That was criticism. But they praised the humor, Wilson's performance, and the chemistry between the cast. So Owen Wilson was Drillbit Taylor, Leslie Mann was Lisa, Nate Hartley was Wade, Troy Gentile as Ryan, David Dorfman as Emmett, Alex Frost as Filkins, Josh Peck as Ronnie, Danny McBride as Don, Stephen Root as Principal Doppler, Lisa Ann Walter as Dolores, Ian Roberts as Jim, and Beth Littleford as Barbara. In addition, Valerie Tien plays Brooke, the girl Wade is sweet on, while cameo appearances include stand-up comics Kevin Hart, Lisa Lampanelli, the film's director Stephen Brill, and bodyguard candidates that include Israeli Defense Force martial arts expert and Israel's heavyweight full contact champion Amir Peretz, UFC light heavyweight champion Chuck Liddell, and Adam Baldwin, who makes a dismissive reference to the plot of his 1980 film My Bodyguard. Marketing for the movie included television promos and coming attractions previews, but actor Owen Wilson did not conduct any interviews to promote the film. Instead, Paramount Pictures had Wilson record introductions for Fox's Sunday night primetime shows such as The Simpsons, American Dad, King of the Hill, Family Guy, and Unhitched. Yeah, those were good times when those all episodes were new. The character of Drillbit was also featured as a superstar on the Raw page of WWE.com for a period of time. Wilson's publicist said his availability was limited due to filming Marley and Me. Nah, I'm just kidding. I never even watched it. I heard it's amazing, but I haven't watched it. Whoa. John Horn and Gina Piccolo of the LA Times wrote that the reason for Wilson's limited, promotional schedule was due to studio executives being worried that interviewers would bring up Wilson's hospitalization for severe depression in the summer of 2007. Oh, he was feeling what I was feeling. Graduating high school. That summer. Nah, I felt like mental. He's such a good actor, though. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It was funny. It was heartwarming. It was unrealistic, but what's interesting is during that time I was trying to be like the bully type. Not the bully type, but I would hang out with the bully. But in reality, I was the nerds inside, which is really weird. That's why those movies like of high school are interesting, like 21 Jump Street, because it's like they switch. But one was cool, one wasn't, and then it switches. That's probably how it'd be. Like I would not be cool, but I could probably adapt like a chameleon. Going back to the questions, the creature that can adapt the most is, I feel like, the human. So yeah, I give it like a 3.5. Like it's pretty funny. It has some moments. It's not like hilarious, but it's pretty good. I like it a lot. So 4. I'm not good at rating movies. What I got left? Badass Woman at Hearst Street. Man, this episode's gonna be kind of short because the intro was kind of short. Should I take a break? Yeah, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back, please. I'll be right back, players. Just kidding. Well, cause you're playing this video. Yeah. Ibrit. About to come through. About to bust the flow. Man, you a fool. You already know. Man, I'm a pro and an amateur too. Coming up the block. What you got, fool? Got the fatty, man, I'm ready, brah. I'll be coming up like the cheddar, brah. What it do, man? Fucked up. badass woman in history. Well, I'm not gonna be able to say this name. Well, her nickname was Lady Death. Lyudmila. I'm gonna look it up. I think I got it. Lyudmila Pavlichenko. Okay, let's get further. She was born July 11th, 1916, but some say it was June 29th. It was Russian Empire, but present-day Ukraine. She passed October 10th, 1974, at the age of 58, Moscow, Russia. Her years of service for 1941, 1953. She was lieutenant in the Army, senior researcher with the rank of major in the Soviet Navy. She did 2 battles in the World War II, Siege of Odessa and the Siege of Sevastopol. She got the Hero of the Soviet Union Award. Is this the same person? Her husband's name was Alexei Pavlichenko, Alexei Konsenko. She had a kid, or kids, I don't know. Alright, she claimed to have killed 309 soldiers. So these are like probably the Nazis. Everybody's going against the Nazis. However, many feats attributed to her have been called into question by various historians, analyzing her contradictory claims and timeline of events. She served in the Red Army during the Siege of Odessa and the Siege of Sevastopol, during the early stages of the fighting on the Eastern Front. I should know more about what the fuck they're talking about. After she was injured in a battle by a mortar shell, she was evacuated to Moscow. After she recovered from her injuries, she trained other Red Army snipers and was a public spokeswoman for the Red Army. In 1942, she toured the U.S., Canada, and the United Kingdom. After the war ended in 1945, she was reassigned as a senior researcher for the Soviet Navy. She died of a stroke at the age of 58. Early life and education. So she was born, as we said earlier, in the Russian Empire, currently in Ukraine. Her family moved to Kiev when Lyudmila was 14. As a kid, she was a self-described tomboy who was fiercely competitive at athletic activity. Whoa, tomboy. What happened to tomboy? Now, oh shit. They try to get rid of the tomboy. Cause they're like, oh, you're not a tomboy, you're a boy. Damn. No, I don't mean any offense to anybody. It's just like, whoa. In Kyiv, she joined the shooting club, developed into an amateur sharpshooter, and earned a badge and a marksman certificate. In 1932, she married, gave birth to a son, who passed in 2007, synchronicity. He was born in 1932. However, the marriage was soon dissolved, and Lyudmila returned to live with her parents. She attended night school, as well as performing household chores. During the day, she worked as a grinder at the Kyiv Arsenal factory. What does that mean? How do I go there? Control, click. I'm so old. Now, super young. Alright, well that loads, I'm gonna keep going. She enrolled at Kyiv University in 1937, where she studied history and intended to be a scholar. I don't know why I saluted her. I know she's not. I just like history. And she intended to be a scholar and teacher. There she competed on the university's track team as a sprinter and pole vaulter. She was also enrolled in military style sniping for 6 months by the Red Army. World War II. Alright, so the grinder thing just pulled up. And it's not grinder like the app. God gals, everybody, anyway. I don't know. I'm not even sure what Grindr is. I just know it's a dating app. I don't know what kind of dating app. All right, let's take it to the left. I'm gonna go back. So World War II. There's a picture of her in the trenches. In June of 1941, Pavlichenko was age 25 in her fourth year studying history at Kiev. I think that's Kiev University when Nazi Germany began its invasion of the Soviet Union. Pavlichenko was among the first round of volunteers at the Odessa. So that's where the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's why we teamed up with them. Where she requested to join the infantry. The registrar pushed Pavlichenko to be a nurse, but she refused. After seeing that she had completed multiple training courses, she was finally accepted into the army as a sniper and assigned to the Red Army's 25th Rifle Division. There, she became one of 2,000 female snipers in the Red Army, of whom about 500 survived the war. Although she was assigned a combat role, she was issued with just a fragmentation grenade because of weapon shortages. On August 8th, 1941, a fallen comrade handed her Mosin Nagant Model 1891 bolt-action rifle. Pavlichenko then shot her first two enemies and proved herself to her comrades. She described the event as her baptism of fire because that was when she officially became a sniper. Pavlichenko fought for 2.5 months during the siege of Odessa and is credited with killing 187 soldiers. She was promoted to senior sergeant in August 1941, where she added 100 more kills to her official tally. At 25, she married a fellow sniper, Alexei Kitsenko. Soon after the marriage, Kitsenko was mortally wounded by a mortar shell and died from his injuries a few days later in the hospital. When the Nazis and their Romanian allies overran Odessa on the 15th of October 1941, her unit was withdrawn by sea to Sevastopol and on the Crimean Peninsula to fight in the siege of Sevastopol. There she trained other snipers who were credited with killing over 100 Axis soldiers during the battle. In May 1942, newly promoted Lieutenant Pavlichenko was cited by the Southern Army Council for killing 257 Axis. I guess that's what the Nazis were called, or allies to the Nazis. The number of soldiers Pavlichenko is credited with killing during World War I was 309, including 36 Axis snipers. In June of 1942, Pavlichenko was hit in the face with a shrapnel from a mortar shell. When she was injured, the Soviet High Command ordered for her to be evacuated from Sevastopol via submarine. They gave her good treatment. She spent around a month in the hospital. Once she had recovered from injuries, instead of being sent back to the front, she became a propagandist for the Red Army, where she was nicknamed Lady Death. She also trained snipers for combat duty until the end of the war in 1945. She came to the U.S. and she was pictured with U.S. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt in Washington, D.C., September 1942. So the way that they did Captain America in the movie, they sent him around for propaganda that they did with her. She was sent to Canada and the U.S. for a publicity visit as part of the Soviet Union's attempts to convince the other allies of World War II to open a second front against Nazi Germany. When she visited the U.S., she became the first Soviet citizen to be received by a U.S. president, as Franklin D. Roosevelt welcomed her to the White House. Pavlichenko was later invited by First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt to tour the U.S., relating her experiences as a female soldier on the front lines. During the publicity tour, Pavlichenko was not taken seriously by the press and was referred to as the girl sniper. When meeting with reporters in Washington, D.C., she was dumbfounded by the kind of questions put to her. One reporter even criticized the length of the skirt of my uniform, saying that in America, women wear shorter skirts, and besides, my uniform made me look fat. Whoa! They also asked if she used makeup on the front line. She was described by the reporters as very blunt and unemotional in her response. How did they? Jeez Louise, we really fucked up back then in that way. Pavlichenko appeared before the International Student Assembly being held in Washington, D.C., attended the meetings of the Congress of Industrial Organizations, and made appearances and speeches in New York City and Chicago. In NYC, she was given a raccoon fur coat by Mayor Florello H. LaGuardia. Oh, I guess that's why they got LaGuardia, the airport. In Chicago, she stood before large crowds, chiding the men to support a second front. Gentlemen, she said, I am 26 years old and I have killed 309 fascist invaders by now. Don't you think, gentlemen, that you have been hiding behind my back for too long? Her words settled on the crowd, then caused a surging roar of support. The United States government presented her with a Colt semi-automatic pistol. In Toronto, Ontario, she was presented a Winchester Model 70 rifle equipped with a Weaver telescope sight, now on display at the Central Armed Forces Museum in Moscow. While visiting Canada, along with fellow sniper Vladimir Pchlentsev and Moscow Fuel Commissioner Nikolai Kravchenko, she was greeted by thousands of people at Toronto's Union Station. Friday, November 21st, 1942, she visited Coventry, England, accepting donations of 4,516 euros from local workers to pay for 3 X-ray units for the Red Army. It's pretty dope. She also visited the ruins of Coventry Cathedral and the Alfred Herbert Works and Standard Motor Factory. Peaky Blinders. No, I'm just kidding. Where most funds had been raised. She had inspected a factory in Birmingham earlier in the day. Maybe it wasn't Peaky Blinders. Having been made an officer, Pavlichenko never returned to combat, instead becoming an instructor and training snipers until the war's end. In 1943, she was awarded the Gold Star of the Hero of the Soviet Union, as well as the Order of Lenin twice. Later life. When the war ended, Pavlichenko finished her education at Kiev University and began a career as a historian. From 1945 to 1953, that's what she wanted to do all along. She was a research assistant at Soviet Navy headquarters. She was later active in the Soviet Committee of the Veterans of War. In 1957, Eleanor Roosevelt visited Pavlichenko in Moscow during a visit to the Soviet Union. Pavlichenko struggled constantly with depression because of the loss of her husband in the war. She also suffered from PTSD and alcoholism, factors that are believed to have contributed to her early death. She died of a stroke on October 10th, 1974 at 58 and was buried in Novodevichy Cemetery in Moscow. Her son, Rostislav, is buried next to her. He passed in 2007, as we said earlier. A second Soviet commemorative stamp featuring her portrait was issued in 1976. I guess they use stamps. I guess everybody uses stamps. So she killed some fascist Nazis. Shout out to her. Alright. I'm gonna take one more break. Come back. Bust the flow. Let you go. Gotta get ready for the iPod show. Man, you know. Let me take it back. Wrap this up. Elevated, concentrated, trying to make this money faded. What it do, cuz? What it do, fam? Trying to see y'all with 100 grand in each hand. Yeah, man. I'm trying to make millions upon millions on top of a hill. Chilling with some Brazilians. What's the deal? That's what I feel. Sunshine all day. Vacation all year. I have no fear. So I gotta keep dreaming. Gotta work, keep steaming. Gotta work, keep streaming. Gotta make them clips. Gotta pay them chips. Gotta work them dips. Gotta understand the struggle. Ain't trying to burst your bubble. Life ain't all sunshine. Sometimes we need the moon. The moon to concentrate the mood. What it do, man? I ain't trying to be crude. It's my attitude, man. I love to be nude. Alright, listen. Yeah. Yeah. Flow older than a dino. Rhyme sharper than a rhino. Every time I drop an album, you look like an albino. Like you just saw a ghost. When I flow, I just coast. When I rhyme, I just roast. When I rap, I just boast. I do the most. You do the least. You like fungi or some motherfucking yeast. I'm the beef and the cheese. When life gives you lemons, you better fucking squeeze. Got some damn lemonade. You some damn haterade. In the damn Everglades. Hide in the damn parade. Like a damn balloon. What it do? I'm a loon. Listen to some tunes. Shout out to my cousin Toon. Man, what it is, what it do. Coming up, coming through. Shout out to the fam in the what damn loo. Man, I gotta keep it cool. Mr. Freeze. So when I go out chew, I freeze you too. Alright, y'all, that's good. Love y'all. Got errands to do. Things to do, people to see.